Welcome back. And to shed more light on the African Union summit that took place and ended yesterday, we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Mohammad Shazli, former ambassador to Sudan. Hello, Mr. Ambassador.
Hello, how do you do?
I'm fine, thank you, sir. Sir, the African Union summit ended yesterday with many recommendations concerning the security and economic and political issues that is concerning the Black continent. Do you believe that the summit yesterday tackled all the needs of the Black continent, the most, of course, pressing issues?
I think it was an important summit. They had discussions. We have to wait and see if these discussions and these resolutions are going to be implemented. This is the most important things because, you know, in the past, we have seen many summits and many meetings that result in discussions and result in declarations. And unfortunately, these declarations have not been implemented. So I think to judge this summit, we will have to wait and see what the future will bring.
And sir, if we talk and shed more light on the economic situation in Africa, how do you see the path of economy in the Black continent so far?
I think it was very important that this summit tackled the issue of corruption. I think this is a very courageous step by the Africans because in Africa, corruption has been really rampant, and the amount of it exceeds any other place in the world. We have seen people like Mobutu Sese Seko, we've seen people like Idi Amin. We have seen lots of corruption in Africa that has squandered a great amount of the wealth of the country, which could have really made a difference to the people of Africa. This, I think, is a very courageous step, and it should be pursued energetically to get its ends. The other also important issue is the climate change, which I think until now did not get its proper attention. This is a very serious and dangerous issue that threatens the livelihood of the people all over the world. Africa and the third world in particular will suffer, especially because of the damage that has been done by the developed and industrialized countries. I think we should be compensated for that, and all the expenses that we pay for combating climate change should be subsidized by the industrial countries who were the propagators of this environmental catastrophe.
Well, Ambassador Mohammad Shazli, former ambassador to Sudan, thank you very much for joining us. And to shed more light on the African Union summit yesterday, we are joined in the studio by Ambassador Mohammad Ashmawy, political analyst. Hello, sir, and welcome to our show.
Thank you for your invitation.
Thank you, sir. Sir, of course, we're talking about the summit of the African Union yesterday, and which ended, of course, with some recommendation concerning the security, the political and the economic situation in Africa. I need you to shed light, of course, on these outcomes and the importance of Egypt's participation in the summit.
Well, let us begin with the Egyptian participation. It is a very important thing because we neglected Africa for about 10 successive years between, I think, 1995, since the problem in Addis Ababa with President Mubarak, and about 10 years he didn't go to attend any conference. I was ambassador to Mozambique, and I remember there was a summit, an African summit in Maputo in Mozambique, and it was, I think, 2003. And the president of Mozambique told me, why your president is not coming? It was something very, very difficult, really. So we came back to our real and our important role in Africa. That's why Egyptian presence is very important. That's why President Sisi is very keen to attend these conferences and to make good relations with Africa, which is also a matter of national security for Egypt. So this summit was a very important summit. as my friend and colleague, Mr. Ambassador Shazdi said, very important in the problem of corruption in Africa. It's really a great problem in Africa, you know, hindering all sorts of development in the continent. That's why putting an end and trying to tackle that problem is a very important thing. Also, there is the problem of security and the problem of terrorism, which most of the African countries are facing too much problems because of the terrorism. That's why meeting of this conference was an important thing. And also, on the peripheries of this conference, this African summit, it was also a very important chance for President Sisi to meet the other presidents of the African countries and to make to do something for the relations between Egypt, like with a country like Ethiopia, which is a matter of national security, about the problem of the Renaissance Dam, and so many things. I mean,
Sir, is it a good thing or a good step by the African Union for maybe the first time to discuss the climate issue and considering one of the main pressing issues for the Black continent?
Yes, yes, of course, because, you know, as we are in the south of the world, we are south cooperation, so the problem of climate is a very important thing, because we should be really compensated, as my friend Ambassador Shazdi said. The African countries should be compensated for that because of the industrialized countries are, you know, should do something to compensate Africa for the climate change.
Sir, and how do you weigh the importance of the African ties on the global economy?
Well, I mean, Africa is trying its best to do something. That's why also the African Union is trying to make a structural change in the work of this, you know, international this organization, trying to make structural change to do something, because there was so many declarations also coming out of the African summits, and it was not coming into force. It was not executed. That's why the structural change in the African Union should do something for this organization, to do something for the African countries, and to put it in the right way, on the right path for development. You know, Africa is also a very important continent for the whole world. I mean, I think we are now in the second, you know, the second stage of the international powers are coming to Africa. You know, now we have China, we have the United States, we have Russia, we have India, we have Brazil. All are coming to Africa, trying to do something and trying to also exploit the continent. So development is a very important thing.
Okay, also we want to talk and shed the light on the importance of the readmission of Morocco to the African Union one more time.
It is really a coming back of Morocco to the African Union. You know, I remember, we know well, I mean, through our, in university, I think we studied how the African Union and was established in 1963. So, I mean, at that time, King Mohammad al-Khamis of Morocco was one of the founding fathers of the African Union. So it's coming back to its role in Africa, which is a very important role. It's an Arab country and is also an African country, and its role is very important for the African Union.
Well, Ambassador Mohammad Ashmawy, a political analyst, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome once again to Africa.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And by this, we come to the end of our episode. I'm Dina Mamdouh. Thank you for watching.